unless there's a total independence and then self-determination, said the whole West Africa and the whole African continent, you know, and interestingly, time I independence 1957, no, Ghana and Shada one concentrated too much about Ghana. Your concentration was to do what is called regional integration. And Intina Edidima Yababenya Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. It was an idea Ghana for Hache very long. And the time yenya independence, you know, as a result of a certain bond, 1844 be ane daho, be ane British, and the British never assumes 100 years beba. But Omo signed at that time, no, 1844 bond, no, British workers okay, more pekrone edbema mo. Name of yentra 100 years. So and then me no ebakas 100 years more than TNT. But the people at the time no normally said they were not doing for themselves. A certain generation be baba betuaso. So they agreed. In Tebedu 1944 no, like I said 1844 to 1944 was 100 years. Like as a stimulation has started. Now generation no Oma ba school abem ebienya kwan atimi akosusu ade nketenkete e British for no hono enti ebedu ebe in the 50s mo hono na started say Ghana abenya Ghanaian scholars hono na British for somehow they regretted say omuma nipa ni bi ekra kwan say omumra UK ho no because those people now British for na adom koye no ideal in the idea of the British was that Omo polish a certain class of people. Now Oma British stooge. Ama Omo.
That's the British for the can no be oppressing
ya so they were the very people the independent, you know. Edema Omo. But Pradnyasa, nothing could have forced the British to grant anybody interview. Independent because unia hodi unituo uni bibia those people now British for ethiopia at the time no they purposely like our police service our military they caged them in a barracks and then they benya police barracks but UK any police barracks or baby omu to barracks because no one say o machiro mu ethiopia into the British security guard a commander tragator police for nyina were inside. Enti
operation draw no de
mako we anu agigitu no enti wa ma ye police in one disintegrate police amoma ntena the society and the neighborhood enti ye police for ni nyina akodi barracks whereas it is not like that in Germany, it's not like that in Belgium, it's not like that in America, yes. It's not like that in any part of the world. It's only the countries that British colonizing woman and OMCC police barracks. But independent I bear muna ye nititi and Nelsenki who said the purpose of keeping them was to say Omun the victim the etu abe revolt against them in TNKG omu our barracks. But not the purpose say a person you monitor security situation. You person monitor, you keep the police and you keep the security in the city. Yes. They live in the neighborhood. In this Krapima say area will be say police in BBC will be a friend. So it never happened like that. Name on British foreign. That was the ideology. Now, leading to 1954, our British foreign Ghana for stimulation into Ghana, your history of political elections, started from 1954. Like I said, Abrofono ama stimulations and discussions, ADP in that time, not Gorgesberg, no more you are a bit overheated. But agreement is agreement because another 10 years in excess of the 1944
to even 1954.
Yes. And Omkachum say, Munim Bibia, my yanchram, we, Msagi 10 years count. In the do 54 no, and started say, and the yanchem said this year electoral registration, and year had said this to a bar, and this animal, and that time now UGCC for any other dino, so started because Omatana UK ho, what they say, and Chromasu for US, Abba, any other day, but over here interestingly, and Chroma Crab, Wama Ghana direct, no on your part of the block, or no by Liberia and no.
We are hearing this for the first time.
Oh yes, Kwame Nkrumah was in Liberia. And Tina, some of us will tell you because I had that's for another thing. Nkrumah, Ghanaians have still not told us the history of Kwame Nkrumah's father. I'm talking about their father as in the real father. Okay, say which nationality was he?
His
of course,
father.
he was Liberian. So because Ghanaian, and yet Nigeria for the Ghanaian, but Kutie Kwame Nkrumah speech, he never mentioned Ghanaian. He was the one who was mentioning Ghanaian. And then when even he came to Liberia, leading to Obabe joined UGCC for the first thing Nkrumah Koyen, Liberia White House, no Misu 2 gate, Bako Black Army Nefaho and Bako White Faho. So Utie Nkrumah first speech on the soil of Liberia, that are not my Ghana, was how can a white man come to my own fatherland? Listen to this. I can come to my own fatherland and instruct which gate where black should pass and where white should pass.
That was in Liberia.
That was in
Liberia.
Speech, and make it speech, Until if we check all over the world, land, a country is in the image of a man. So every country is fatherland. We don't have motherland anywhere. But also Ghana, English for no training or colonize or chill English, Ghana is my motherland. Where? But England is my fatherland. Germany is my fatherland. America is my fatherland. There's nothing called motherland
except Ghana.
History distortions. Ghana for hide a lot of history. Intina omuntimi highlight say be independence do Nkrumah no of away ne no obare no before even Fati ano oma sensa sa family no ne no sa oba no way ne busuafo way oba ne tiase.
Dr. Francis Nkrumah am I na wokan.
Yes, they also on Ghana ni
and Francis Nkrumah ya.
Until oba man family they haven't highlighted that what they say. And Nkrumah had even sober watcher. He had one date of birth in August and was September when, and then even the name Kofi Wia, which was also known in Liberia at the time, where did that name go? What I say? And there were a lot of Ghana history, confusion or Hokakra, but we will not deal that. It will be a long subject. We'll treat it next time.
Another time. So
now, Ghanaian independence, Ghanaian independence, and you started say you discuss, you call other sub-regions. At that time, the wealth, the money Ghana had, it was 3 times the wealth of Canada, the wealth of New Zealand, and the wealth of Australia.
Of course.
Because time abrofono, you handle independence, and I've just independence, So about watch out. And Nkrumah independence, the mistake that we did, and say independence in we gave them they know about this history. Ghana ordered repatriation of the British from this country. Yes, we did a deportation order for the British post-independent. A holding a problem by and Nkrumah and the people at the time, the British upset immediately. So the British were forcibly evacuated from the soil of Ghana and call like your friends in Senegal. So the British in Ghana independence God just so those people at the time, governors in British Army, Royal Army, Mami we are. Yes. And obefa kogu Dakar and prepare koye. And let me tell you the wealth of Ghana. Sika near war. Why is it can be depleted here? At that time, Ghana was more than 4 billion British pounds, which was bigger than Australia, bigger than Canada, and bigger than New Zealand.
Yeah.
What they say? Who are the big 4 Commonwealth? UK no. Now, they do koye no. They deport no. And a queen say, okay, waji mako amabra. They say there. Hong Kong, the NBC, and the paper, no. Martinez. Into about 2 years, no. And Ghana for say, look here. Under the Commonwealth law, the British law, we are Juma, you treat social security. You're near drafty, you're near enacted social security. You didn't know anything about social security, it's not. Snit. And you're working social security. Now, fire their mind. And Nkrumah at the time thought said there was too much money in the social security. Yes, Momra. Na Ghana any accountant. Na Ghana any auditor. Na Ghana any binti. British for na kakrane edumba no. The be work in social security. Enti wunim calculations. Wunim bibia.
And as scaneta honti.
And wapu scanning nyina de koye. Enti ebi home so mum peniska, pen gold. No mako ye free stock. Mum piska pen gold. No mako in stock. And wipe is scanning in our decor because the shillings at the time was backed by the Coup gold that we had. And the gold was not here. Just like I said, the French for and the colonialism. The gold was in UK. Into our social security, our work, they are tier free more. What they say? So say na Ghana International Bank UK. That's where we had our stock of gold. The bank is still but they struggle. What they say? So yesi ken do na no de koye.
Any good.
And yes, of course, cash against gold against cash or cash against gold or pen and what. And a Hona Ghana crisis, but even at the time, a population of about 4 million, na senki ya tenase, na ya tuya boase, near planet country, and that's what, but we're in a rush. Near ndi if you are same and you see the other countries. Yeah, because na Ghana never thought 4 million population the money no munya enya dream say scan biti masa. So they started to go, of course, with the president in Nkrumah. So umbe move very fast. Now young connect young hit the other countries. That is where British decided to sabotage us until today. Because now other countries, Nigeria was not one country, it was 3 countries at the time. What they say? Nigeria was 3 countries at the time. And to Ghana first started say the pressure. Nigeria due into Nigeria mo katafalo belewa Nigeria due umrani enche mo kwa befaso. Musumbe jimudie. Into English countries in West Africa, namely Ghana, Gambia, which was a strip of part of Senegal, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. Okay? In Ghana, this high pressure on the it took the British 3 years, and they regretted for giving Ghana independence. It took them 3 years until 1960. So, watch here, and no Sierra Leone, Nigeria, so the British left West Africa and straight away to Central Africa. Central Africa, try Cameroon. And pick the part of Cameroon and in Nigeria border. Bakassi Peninsula. That is the today's Akwa Ibom State, Calabar side. Into Krosoha, now called the southern part of Cameroon, Nyenge, Kumba, now called Bafoussam, Boya, those part of Cameroon. Once the holding now was part of Nigeria. The British one Kotinaho, and only French for near agreement. But look at what the French did to Ghana. And what the Ghanaian, Nigeria, the English did to them. Almost no sanko fu we see mo. They are bad. Omeni ate dodo. A whole British power no me time to free her. Muma yen keji omu. With a language barrier. And on a French ya understanding. And they share all the English countries in West Africa. Omo block will be out with French.
And Ghana team.
Or block Ghana with French. Or block Nigeria with French. Or block Sierra Leone with French. And also block your friend is saying Gambia with French. In Joshua Ghana, British for Sena Togo, Transwater Togo land. Nankasa didn't become French, English form. And Muma French. Some of them about than my mom keju.
No more French. And I met
her. Omuntimi. Yanchi omo French. Yemam yente French. And keju upper Volta, Eddie Burkina. Upper Volta, Eddie French. And a Western Sudan, the Marco d'Ivoire.
And a Ghana team.
And a Ghana Becca medal. Until language barrier stopped us. But still a Ghana na acceleration. And the West African French. Omsin started the independence of the French. Omso the pressure. Because na Ghana Nigeria beji. Into started so more half French for so French independence or all the West African French,
at a go.
1 month. Within a month. It was in August 1960. And the French for Boufouy, they got very angry. In terms of Ghana, we've never been fine with the French country. On the Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, it is the colonial heritage. And there be any colonial issue and a daho. And and French forms so independence 1960 and called Central African Republics. Called Cameroon. And don't call Cameroon and English for no arrangement. That time Nigeria gain independence. We do Cameroon and English for Cameroon the my French for. At the back sitting in the council, home case by 4 years ago. Court said they still want to be English. Selamfa French for English one contested and a French for Chrono. But you after Second World War, a German for a Kofa Cameroon. But English and French in a year together, no, and on catch a German for so called 80 years or some couple of years ago, and on Pam German for the same Germans were in Togo, French for English for Epam and French for so far. So Ghana and all this independent heat, about French for no so. A ban is an West Africa, any Central African republics, Omunine push French for no pay independent, except one country, I know the Spanish colony, that's Equatorial Guinea, or Spanish, what they say. And a baba say, Ghana, I'm a French for in English for within 1969, Nigeria independent, Obiaji independence. So the French went straight away to Central Africa. And the French English for the agreement. So better Central Africa, English country or English one call. And catch French for yes, you go east. And kuku PA. East Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Burundi, these are countries, English for no call that part. And a French for so the whole Central Africa, Cameroon, Bongi, Central African Republic, and all the Gabon money daddy, Omufaya, Kofa, Congo part, and Belgium, so be Febi, Omufaya, Kofa, Rwanda, money daddy in our eastern part. And English for no catching so can yes, you are south. Some more dominate here, Muslim Central ha. Monkofa North, in English, woman see North. Morocco, Wanko, Algeria, Wanko. Wanko, your friend is in Wanko, Egypt. What do I say? Egypt colonized themselves. What do I say? Wanko into Jar North, who to
the south.
And a hundred in a south. Into all no far frontline states in Kofa, South Africa, Namibia. It was then part of South Africa. What do I say? Kofa, Ebefa, Zambia, Ebefa, Zimbabwe, Ebefa, Botswana, Ebefa, Lesotho, and his Arkansas was French influence. And today, purposely, Portuguese for and Ebefa 5 of Cape Verde, and of us Atomium Principe, and Okofa, your friends, Angola. And Okofa, your friend is saying some other 2 countries, and Omufai, and a Spanish for far back, and a Suhunina, French for Nokofai, except Libya, Italians, Manfa, except Ethiopia, Italians, Omkraya, Manfa. Into that history, Ghana ni kreti.
Sa messing a problem ma to them.
To them. And a French for, any English for no, and Chroma Kofa OAU by no. It will interest you, say. At the end, as he said, Addis Ababa, why was Ethiopia Airline was formed? It was formed because of the congregation of the African leaders and number meeting. And then I'm national income, biggest national income. At the end, this idea of OAU near the capital, a call. Addis Ababa. Nyam farmer crank ubia young boys ubia in your juma is to be in the hotels. Addis Ababa.
But they said job 600 Dynamic and Nkrumah is for. At that purpose, and then Haile Selassie then
because Nkrumah not OAU, one year chairman, Nkrumah year chairman 1 year and year 2. He was never a chairman of OAU. When your chairman Endi, Addis Ababa at the time, Haile Selassie catch and said before say me do ideology no, me DH sure be a capital no waha. Ya do OAU no baha. So that brofoni ni amaye and otiase. And then King Ahmed, at that time of Algeria, the biggest building in Algeria till today, Ghana House, a hotel and cafe, nipa 10,000. Ghana ne kusiche omo, and San will be dinechi, and Nkrumah then, and Nkrumah flats of Egypt.
Yes, of
course. Yes, it can quite Zimbabwe, Zambia. Kenneth Kaunda University was Kwame Nkrumah University. Kenneth Kaunda University was not Kenneth Kaunda. That time, I had tech in your dying. But next Zambia University, Kenneth Kaunda Mubidi Nkrumah Chinu. Omina they got there too. Samora Machel, everybody. And Sana or by French, I say, Guinea Equatorial, Ghana, Guinea Mali, no, Guinea Secretary. What they say? Ministerial block be at today. I see in Guinea be na Ghana use Ministry of Agriculture, kwani use new dino. Na Guinea use blocks.
Near Kusiamon.
Yeah, yes, you remember, because we wanted the consensus say, Ubia nya den support to. And it's over here, there's a problem. Ghana and Cameroon, you're a big diplomatic approach till today and solve it because that time French foreign catch a French country in before somebody call OAU meeting Biano. Sab guy no munche niye. They didn't allow a Yadema so on fly. They didn't allow a Yamiego so on fly direct to Addis Ababa. They didn't do that. France for the Air France bar no akofa Togo president, no afa Burkina president, no akofa Sierra Leone, or Cameroon, or afa French for you go one flight so. No doma kwa di.
Omo biya san kofa hom.
O wie so a umfa secretary premier mo French secretary deputies. Enti abrofo na na eko. That is why OAU till today agreements in signing here. Enti no you put a toothless dog. Oman sign agreements in at that time because French phone bomb so costed no margin no more de call. Abdu Dio from Munia, they don't say, Omsum Yinako go France. Hofo Boanya Nyinam Kogum France. And Rom ye deputy minister of agric. One agric ministry in France, or deputy ministers more than 50. Omina Africa. Om prepare woman don't back by presidents. Ghana so English for so I watch here. The English people that they had woman had independence, mom. They didn't give them independence to you and I. And Nkrumah didn't give us the independence. He tried his best. But the independence was retained by the people. And until now, brofunu school and now brofunu ko. Omo makwani say and until omo koni no nyina pe na weka Cape Coast no. Till today, it is the same political system as for politicians. Omo neko Cape Coast. Omo neko Cape Coast schools. All the early schools, the Ivy Leagues, Cheme farmer dodo kwa the Bakobi. Ne farmer biya ben betia the farm fund, the farming fund no ne dia betia mu biya nkobi. So they kept the independence to themselves because British foreign prepare and on peja nyina no decide kogu UK nti on fawa ma o the African your politics name on fawa yire no mabra. And the Ghanaian leaders from Nkrumah bepem ne cheme dia ne ba ne ire enye UK no mko school. The history is there. Why this country is like what it is today? Just a Ghana for they don't tell the truth. Now back to West African security system. And so what the French and what the English. Last 35 years to 40 years, and the English for started say ye coup d'etats. Algeria or your coup d'etat back to back. Or ya Obasanjo beyebi, Buhari beyebi. Amrom Tumshagari, Mutalaba will be some few days, the coup, Yuku, and African countries, English countries, post independence. Obia obey, it's only Kwame Nkrumah Nenya 9 years, Oma Kenya di 6 years, and the coup d'etat edited to and the coup no, ye be Sierra Leone for a year dear, what they say, Siaka Sevens. Yomu dear, Yusuf Betwaso, your friend is Joseph Momo, Betwaso, Gambia. Ombe ye coup. Enti coup no English for no and the start here. And sana French for no baby soon. The French for no so ye ne papa. And the Guinea beside the Portuguese country also in West Africa. Sube ye bia Cape Verde mo omununa anye that's also Portuguese. And it's Seychelles many ade. But predominantly no English for no timid now East Africa chair. I.e. a country like Jomo Kenyatta, which is Kenyatta, also one of the staunch members of the OAU. What happened to Kenyatta? Kenyatta allowed my British for it na hocheye. Omuji independence ma ono. Ono omutina side by side. Inti game bit to say rugby, game bit to say enema athletics ni nyama onzo manchire yen. But uko East Africa onum sa games ni nyina ye British football ni American football ni adade no British retro mu ye de na pit no ya pe bibia jasu endo man kire hwede esu ya soccer yensu ni game bia beko East Africa mu Tanzania mu games o mu ye no ho ene South Africa ni adade South African football ni adade o mu ye anye sa ne mani bi enti ye de no na ni tie no wo ho ena ye be ye coup nti coup na ye de be
66 now
66 no ye de be ye coup no etu Nkrumah abra na odi 9 years ye de be pam no wie no so obi any history okotana seku okotana seku nchen Nkrumah so kotana seku ho no eno no ma magini till today French for no bufu so omanenko a wa mananko a excuse me say ewo ebe mu no nti so watch a ECOWAS zone France francophone France franc no CFA no once again in Kwania Oma journey till today French force Oma Fancho Muda because Nkrumah was the originator of the independence for the French countries edition and was Abetra Guinea and a French colony until Momanenko Oma Antiase and Omsi Yabe Union of a Yabe structure your currency their boom 11 countries but more Guinea for part the Mamon journey till today that decree Charles de Gaulle time up to now obi ento wait me year free ho enti o ma magini fan journey because of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah what does it and Nkrumah her say na alignment with the Central Asia Hanoi maybe anoko and anoko Russia.
The Soviet, yeah.
Called the Soviet. No, me fine. Poland, them to go training Ghanaian doctors in a bullshit English for no. Or don't co Soviet. I feel no nam China. What I say, no nam ha. Inti philosophically, what I would say, none the political ideas in a son chair at the time. But he didn't concentrate much. Into Ghana is supposed to be Switzerland of West Africa or Switzerland of the world by now. Considering Ghana near war. And I dare say British for and say, they changing from the Gold Coast to Ghana. What for? Because so Cochrana, baby, a British for colonize you now, maintaining original name. Apart from your friends Zimbabwe and Rhodesia, almost son in Zimbabwe, and no, your friend is the late President Mugabe, and also no Yamfa, and also son recall the native name. But Shababy Agana could pick the name. Mauritania. Mauritania was a French colony. It was a French country. It was part of Senegal and Mauritania. The county or the region Ghana capital Dombesara. Kroni da oho. Enti then the buy influence ya koko peke edin na ye deu and then nobody knows. Assuming say today this country is still called Gold Coast. Beautiful name. What do I say? Ghana inexplicable.
Ivory Coast.
What do I say? Yes, inexplicable. Except one would say African native name, Empire Bidin. Into Empire Bidin, what for? What did they mention? And these were the things British Fofi say. You decided say you better go out of the range from what being a British colony. And this Ghana was a leader who was sitting ahead of Canada, when
New Zealand,
when the Assembly of the Commonwealth states, na Ghanaian governance at the time, no more before Canada and etc. Because that time na Canada and Red Indians and na British for Nintimin land, no. You understand me? Now, Coup ni dimu no. Ghana beye Burkina any other in West African case scenario. Mali is where all this exercise started, because na Libya, Gaddafi tiaseno, the southern part of Libya, and the northern part of Niger. Niger. For Utre Nyamia, you go to Agadas. From Agadas, the middle half that's entering the northern part of Niger. No? Agadas, Arlet, Asamaka, Okwa up to the Hoga Plateau. Udu Hoga Plateau, Nuswa. And Sano Sani Hoga Plateau now, what could do the southern part of the North Africa? You are talking about Algeria, Janet. Shesa desert in Sunina from Niger, Agadas all the way up to southern part of Algeria. Echo the eastern part of Mali. Once Mali a very big land. A home in Nana Tuareg forno. Gaddafi trained them. They were fighters. They were idling about. They didn't have any much work to do until Gaddafi consumed Womo and Odom called joining Libyan army as honorary army, and Odom called the southernmost part of Libya, the last town of Libya, from the north to the south. Yefro Gat and a Gaddafi Krum Seba. Omdi in the Soja Nibia Behunibiano, Noye Tuareg, the tribe Tuaregs, And after the fall of the Gaddafi, all these Tuaregs, for fear of Western arrest, and no said descending on the desert, and no call back to the northern part of Mali. Northern part of Mali, they went to settle around the Timbuktu area, Gao area, that is the north. Until they had an operation of multitudes of what your friend is saying, bandit groups, extremists, jihadism, Boko Haram, ISIS, Protestants, different groups. Into Mali Nkwano, no more pretty 14 different groups. And it is still active to today. And Sawat and Sadin, Omunyinagu,
more of one race.
Yes, because Omba and Ubia create you. And they don't know what to group Ubia an ideology. Because rebellion, terrorist or rebellion is ideological. And Nipan vision, no. A hono nema the Islamic cleric, I know ye preacher, no chradie or chair Islam, who preach krum ewo Nigeria called Muhammad Yusuf. Muhammad Yusuf Boko Haram founder no Wani Mustafa Bonkanumu no. Mohammed Yusuf no was also an extremist na joining Mali group. And Boko Haram was not originated on the soil of Maduguri. He picked Boko Haram because they were part. Muhammad Yusuf, he was a young boy of about 25 years, but they were part of the extremist group in Mali. And to one situation asanya many na. In the case scenario, Burkina Faso dimu.